Star Trek brings back Discovery's best Klingon, but not how you expect. Mary Kifo, who played Star Trek, Discovery's best Klingon, is back in Star Trek Lower Decks. In its fifth and final season on Paramount Plus, Star Trek Lower Decks gives the USS Cerritos a new mission, investigating a series of interdimensional fissures that lead to alternate Star Trek timelines. LT, Beckett Marinatani Newsom, and LT, Brad Boimler Jack Quaid scanned one such fissure in Klingon space that led to Mariner visiting her old friend, Mahjong Curry, on the Klingon homeworld Konos. Star Trek Discovery Season 1 controversially rebooted the Klingons into the series' main antagonists. Even more alien in design and behavior, the Klingons declared war on the United Federation of Planets. The Klingon War of 2256 to 2257 became a bloody conflict that defined Star Trek Discovery Season 1, with ramifications carrying over into Star Trek Strange New Worlds. However, the revamped Klingons were widely disliked by fans, and Star Trek has since distanced itself from Discovery's rebooted warriors from Konos. Star Trek Discovery's Mary Kifo voices a new Klingon on Lower Decks. Mary Kifo portrayed L'Rell on Star Trek Discovery, and she's back as a new Klingon named Kelara in Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5, Episode 4, A Farewell to Farms. Kelara appears in a Klingon bar when Ma and his brother, Malar Sam Witwer, drop by. Kelara makes romantic overtures toward Ma, a former Klingon captain who returned to his farm on Konos in disgrace. When Mariner and Boimler arrive, Kelara is outraged that Ma has human Starfleet friends. Mary Chifo's distinctive voice is unmistakable as Kelara, and she seems to have a lot more fun bantering with Ma in her brief scene in Star Trek Lower Decks than Mary had portraying L'Rell in Star Trek Discovery. Certainly, being able to voice a Klingon is much easier than wearing L'Rell's all-encompassing and painful Klingon prosthetics. As Kelara, Kifo finally gets to play a more traditional Klingon than she did in Star Trek Discovery, cementing Mary as the most prominent female actress to play Klingons in modern Star Trek. Star Trek has made a surprise move by bringing back one of Star Trek Discovery's most compelling Klingon characters, but in a way that no one saw coming. Forget the blood-soaked battlefields or tense interstellar diplomacy. The return of Kol, the fierce and cunning Klingon house leader from Discovery's early seasons, is happening not in a live-action revival, but in a mind-bending animated crossover that redefines what it means to revisit a legacy character. Voiced once again by Kenneth Mitchell, thanks to cutting-edge voice replication technology in partnership with the actor's family due to his ongoing battle with House, Kol returns in Star Trek Lower Decks, but not as the warmongering antagonist fans remember. This time, he's part of a holodeck training simulation gone wrong, offering a surprisingly humorous and introspective spin on the once menacing warrior. The twist? He's been reprogrammed with a mashup of historical Klingon philosophies, turning him into an existentially confused, Shakespeare-quoting, peace-seeking version of himself. Think Hamlet with forehead ridges. This imaginative reintroduction is as bold as it is bizarre, and that's what makes it quintessential Star Trek. The franchise has always found ways to challenge perception, even of its own characters. In Cole's case, the decision to bring him back through animation not only circumvents the logistical challenges of a live-action appearance, but also pays tribute to Mitchell in a format that respects his health journey while celebrating his unforgettable performance. Fans might have expected Vok or L'Rell to headline any Klingon comeback, but Cole's return, via comedy, irony, and philosophical musings, makes a poignant statement. He was once a symbol of unyielding aggression, a schemer driven by power. Now, he's repurposed into a tool for younger Starfleet officers to reflect on Klingon identity, the dangers of rigid dogma, and the beauty of evolution, all while dodging bat'leths and snarky one-liners. The episode, titled Collateral Damage, walks a fine line between reverence and reinvention. It's a masterstroke of writing, using satire and sci-fi weirdness to unpack the legacy of a character who was always more layered than his initial role suggested. Even in a format that plays for laughs, Cole's presence adds weight, reminding viewers of the cultural complexity of the Klingon Empire and its long, often painful relationship with the Federation. In true Trek fashion, what begins as a chaotic holodeck malfunction turns into an exploration of identity, legacy, and redemption. Cole's unexpected return isn't just fan service. It's a recontextualization. It's proof that Star Trek still knows how to surprise its audience, even when dealing with characters we thought were finished.